Syntax means the structure of the sentence in which words are arranged in a chronological, in a proper sequence, and that makes the sense. And therefore grammar is very important in the language. All points in grammar, they are very important because they convey different messages leading to the meaning. So in communication we cannot afford to make errors in our language, grammatical errors. So the sentence is spoken by us, written by us, or when we read, we should be familiar with the structure of the sentence. So the direct way of communication, indirect way of communication, the degrees of comparison, the parts of speech, the active and passive voice, all they are very important. All 10 parts of speech, they are also very important. So in order to learn language, we put emphasis on these aspects: grammar, linguistic, phonetics, and all that. And then after that, the first step in learning, improving communication is this: that first you improve your language. So whatever is related to language we have to learn. So be it grammar or other that I have mentioned, all we have to acquire ability upon, so that once, second step, we will be able to use the language, and we will then use language in a four different ways, four skills. Once you have known the language well, then you will be able to speak it well, write it well, listen and read effectively. So now four skills of the language, that is what communication is. Message is passed either through oral medium or a written medium, or accepted reading form or in a listening form. That is what communication is. If your language is powerful, effective, message will be conveyed effectively. Acceptance of your message will be conveyed easily. You will get the result. Your then speech will become authentic to them whom you are talking to. You will be able to win the trust of the people whom you are talking to. So that all makes the difference. Good communication, having good communication, you can become leader. For leadership, good communication is important. So our journey is towards that aspect. We want to make our communication important. In that communication, in today's time, English is a dominant language. We want to make our communication effective in English language. Our medium is English language. Therefore, we have to improve our English language. So whatever our weaknesses are there in English language, we have to improve them. We have to overcome them. Or whatever we have already learned earlier, we will, you know, modify it, and we will continue this till the time we are alive, because learning does not end. We will continue doing all this till the time we are alive, until the last breath of our life. Okay, so as far as our the topic that we are discussing is concerned, the active and passive voice. Now, many of you from your class are familiar with this topic, but there will be few students who might not be knowing, or might be having some difficulties in converting sentences, active sentences, into passive. So keeping in mind those students and their inability to convert sentences, what we will do is we will have to discuss some theoretical aspect. Simple present tense we have discussed, continuous present tense we have discussed. Today I will throw light upon present perfect tense, and the present tense will be over today, and later on there will be few exercise, and then we will in the next week jump to the next tense, the past tense, but we will not spend you know much time in the past tense, because once you know the simple present tense, then the past tense is very easy. Then there will be a future tense, then there will be WH questions and other categories of sentences. Okay, so let us discuss now past, sorry, perfect present tense. Perfect present tense. So now three types: affirmative, negative, and interrogative. Let us see the structure of the sentence, and then we will first we will see the structure of active voice, and then the structure of passive voice in these three given types and this given specific tense. So this is, friends, the structure. We have taken three examples, three sentences. Let us understand them. He has bought a scooter. Subject, verb, and object. This is auxiliary and this is main verb. This is present tense auxiliary, have, has, and this is past participle that makes perfect present tense. This is the structure. In the same way, we have second sentence. You can see we have subject, we have verb. It is made up of auxiliary and lexical, means in the present form and the past participle form, and we have then object, a car. One more example, we have subject, verb, so the auxiliary and V3, present auxiliary and V3 makes perfect present tense, then the object. So that is the structure of the affirmative sentences. Now in the negative, as we know that the word not is put immediately after the first auxiliary. There are two words, has and bought. They make one verb. So has is the first auxiliary verb. Immediately after that, we put not, the sentence becomes negative. Same way here, have is the first auxiliary in the sentence, so not is put immediately after the first auxiliary have. Here is also in the same way, after have there is immediately not. The sentence becomes negative. In the same way, in interrogative case, the auxiliary have or has, they are brought at the beginning of the sentence. Rest of the elements in the sentence remain the same. And at the end, since it is interrogative, the punctuation mark, the question mark is put. So we have, has he bought a scooter? So only has is put at the beginning, then the subject, then the verb, and then the other things. Same way here, have is brought at the beginning. Here also have is put at the beginning. So this is the structure of perfect present tense.
હેલો સર,
Yes.
સ્ક્રીન શેર કરવાની રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ હતી કે તમે એમને એમ કરો લગભગ સ્ક્રીન શેર નથી થઈ હોય એટલે.
अच्छा यार, हाँ तो बोलो कोई कि यार.
હા, ચેટ બોક્સમાં કેટલી વખત બધાએ કીધું અમે.
अच्छा, चैट बॉक्स अब. ओके 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 ओके. ओ સોરી સોરી સોરી. હા, પ્રેઝન્ટ કરવાનું જ આપણને જ ભૂલાઈ ગયું. થેન્ક યુ ભાઈ, યુ બ્રોટ ટુ માય અટેન્શન. થેન્ક યુ.
યુ આર વેલકમ સર.
સોરી સોરી ફ્રેન્ડ્સ. હા, so here is the things what we were discussing. Okay, just revision, fast revision. So what I was talking is, so these are the three sentences that now you can see on your screen. I was saying that this is the structure of the active voice in perfect present tense. So the subject and the verb and object, the three elements make a sentence, and this auxiliary has and main verb. Auxiliary is in the present form. Have, has, they are present auxiliary. If it is had, it is past auxiliary. So present and past participle form of verb. V3. These two words make a verb. That verb becomes perfect present tense. See, has indicates present tense, and both V3. Combination of these two make perfect present tense. Then we saw that in negative, not is put immediately after the first auxiliary, means first word of any verb. So we have has and bought. They two words make one verb, verb form of perfect present tense. So we have first has, have, and have. Not is put immediately after the first word in the verb phrase. So more than one word make verb phrase. Same way, the first auxiliary is put at the beginning of the sentence in the interrogative. So this was the thing we were discussing in active form. Okay, what we have to remember is that have and has auxiliary of present tense and past participle, they to make the combination of these two make perfect present tense. And in active voice, affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences are constructed in this way. Subject at its own place, verb as it's at its proper place, and then they followed by object. In negative, not is put immediately after auxiliary, and that auxiliary then brought at the beginning in the interrogative, and question mark is put at the end, that is active. Now these sentences can be converted into passive voice. So the verb form have has plus V3 will be changed. It will become have has plus been plus V3. And in that passive sentence, the object of this active sentence will become the subject in the passive sentence. Let us see. Let us see. See, first three sentences are in the active form, and the next below that three sentences are in the passive form. So he has bought a scooter, has bought will become has been brought, has been bought. Scooter will become, here it is object, here it will become subject. He is here subject, it will become here object. Second, we have repaired a car, means auxiliary, present auxiliary plus repaired a car means V3. So okay, subject and object they are changed, their position are changed, and see the verb is also changed. Auxiliary been and plus V3 has been V3. Okay, in the same way, in the negative, has not bought. The verb form of negative has not bought will become has not been. So here, look at this. Here in the active you have two word has and bought. In the passive you have verb in a three words has been and bought. So so not is put immediately after the first word, that is has. You cannot put not here. A scooter has been not bought by him. That is incorrect. So sometime verb phrase contain more than three words, one, two, and three, or even sometime four. So in negative sentence, not is put immediately after the first word in the verb phrase. Always it is auxiliary. Here has not been repaired and has not been completed. In interrogative, that first auxiliary, the first word in the verb phrase is put at the beginning. First letter capital. So has he bought a scooter becomes has a scooter been bought by him. Only has the auxiliary is at the beginning. Okay. And accordingly you have to put the auxiliaries singular or plural form. Sometimes subject of the sentence can be, let's say for example, see the second sentence. In the second sentence, in the second sentence, subject is in the plural form and object is in the singular form. So therefore here along with the plural subject, plural verb is used auxiliary have. But in the passive of this sentence, a car will become subject. So it is singular. So a car. So here we don't have, but here we have has. Because here the subject of the sentence becomes singular. Therefore, singular form of auxiliary has is used. Has the project been completed by them? Here is also same case. They is here is plural, so have is plural. Here the project is the singular, that becomes subject of the passive sentence. So it is singular, therefore singular form of auxiliary is used. We have in present tense two, have and has. Have, has, had. We have three form of have, to have. Auxiliary. Auxiliary we have, first we have to understand we have auxiliaries, how many of types? Primary auxiliary and we have modal auxiliaries. In primary auxiliaries we have do, first the form of do. To do means we have do, did, does, doing, okay, present and past. And in the we have then to be, am, is, are, was, were, five. So we have five form of do, five form of to be, am, is, are, was, were, present and past. And third we have this to have form, have, has, had, three, past and present. So that is called the primary auxiliary verbs. And then we have modal auxiliaries in which we have will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might. They are called modal auxiliaries. They are around 16. Ought to, dare to, need to, they all are modal auxiliaries. So this is the category of only auxiliary verb. Then other category we have is the lexical verb. They are called the action verb. So to bring, to speak, to drink, to walk, they are called action verbs. They are called lexical verbs. And these lexical verbs have three forms: present form, past form, and past participle form. So means we have V1, V2, and V3. But in that case also there are few lexical verbs that they are made from present to past by adding ed at the end. For example, let's say for example study. So it becomes studied, studied, V2 and V3. So all these made up with adding at the end ed, they are called regular, the regular verbs, and rest of them are irregular. Some word are some verbs are the same in the three, V1, V2, or V3. For example, shut, 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 put, put, put. And in some case only pronunciation is changed, meaning remains the same. For example, read, 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 spelling remains the same in the three forms, pronunciation changed. And in some case three form are changed, three of them are different. Hmm? For example, there are many. For example, speak, spoke, spoken, three of them are different. And we have come, came, come. V1 and V3 are same: come, came, come. So that is what the form of present and past tense in the verb. And then we have the perfect continuous present tense in which, see, look at the verb form. We have has according to the subject, then been reading. Okay, so this is the verb form in the present perfect continuous. Has indicates present, been indicates perfect, and ing indicates continuous. So has been, combination of these three make perfect continuous present tense. Okay, in negative here at the after immediately at the after the first word note is put, and that first word is put at the beginning in the interrogative. And perfect continuous present tense in which active voice, we don't have passive voice, means passive construction of the sentence in perfect continuous present tense, all three this perfect continuous tense not possible. Moving ahead, so now I hope that I expect all of you, and even I also bear in mind that you already know active and passive very well. It is what we are doing is only revision. I think that I'm not teaching you or discussing with you something new. Or in spite of that, if some of you do not understand or have difficulty in understanding this active and passive voice, you can ask any question regarding active and passive voice. Or if you are, make a group, you can also do if you want to have some extra class on active and passive, so we can discuss in a more simple manner, by going into deep. So we can have, you make a form or inform me, we can have some extra arrangement of the classes for them, which this for them, they don't feel comfortable with the active and passive. Other rest of you who are comfortable, they have no problem in active and passive. So moving ahead from here, sometime in the sentence we have more than one verb, sorry, objects, double objects. So how they are, so the possibility is that we can two ways, in a two different ways we can construct a sentence in passive ways. So both the objects used in the sentence uh, can be put at the subject position and the passive. So you can, in this sentence you can choose this object or this object. Both of them are in the here is are in the plural form. Okay, so this object number one and this object number two, one subject one verb, see, gives the teacher singular third person, gives the present form active voice. And here we have two objects, subject verb, object 1 and object 2. So we have two passive sentences. We are given, okay, us. So us at the subject place, it will become we, okay, and are present, and we3 means simple present tense passive voice. We are given assignments by the teacher, and if you take assignments as a subject, so assignments are given to us. Preposition to is used before the pronoun by the teacher. Okay, moving ahead, please stop some sentences for your self practice. I have shared a link with you, the quiz link, and most of you have around 35 students you attempted. Very good. Till 5 evening today, it is open. Or even if you want to make correction, you can. This is, all your responses are expected. This is for your self practice. Even if you discuss with your friends, you can, call them and can, if you can't, you know, make any active sentence into passive, you can take help of your friends, and that is open. This is not exam. This is only for your practice, so that you come to know. Because sometimes we are very overconfident that we know active and passive, but we make some minor mistake. Yesterday, many of you were, messaging me in WhatsApp that my answer is correct. Then to, the quiz is showing incorrect. So the problem was that in your sentences there were very minor mistakes that you might not have paid attention to. So even minor, punctuation marks mistake is also a mistake. Where there should be a capital letter, there should be capital. That is also a mistake. And in that, answer were already set. So it was not accepting the short form. Okay. So don't worry, fine, feel free. You know active passive voice, then there is no question at all. So friends, now this is compulsory for all of you to attempt that quiz and send your response before 5. Those who are left, please do it. And this homework is also there. So there are 6 sentences in your screen, on your screen. So what you will do is now understand very well, listen carefully the instruction. What you will do with these sentences, all of them are number 1 from present tense. You have 2 sentences from simple present tense, 2 sentences from the continuous tense, present tense, and next last 2 from the perfect present tense. Now your work is that you will have to make 18 active voice sentences. How 18? 18 because 6 affirmative, 6 negative, and 6 interrogative. 18 થઈ ગયા, 6 ત્રીજા 18. So 18 active and accordingly 18 passive, 6 affirmative, 6 negative, and 6 interrogative. So the total number will be 36. From this given 6 sentences, you will have to make how many? 36 sentences. Or even well in advance, if you could change the tense. All of them are also made in from present to past. So 36 plus 36, 72. Or you can also make future tense. But in future case, you will have only, you have to follow only simple future and perfect future. Okay, simple future. We are so do this exercise and how will you submit this your homework? I give you for this homework around 5 to 6 days. You will have to write this, no typing. You have to write in your notebook. Which notebook? Fair book of our subject. So in the future, I will check your book in which this should be written. So keep ready in your book these sentences in 36 in a different types. I will ask in the future anytime. Okay, final instruction. Those who have not yet submitted their assignments, submit very soon. Number 2, do your homework for your self practice in your fair notebook of our subject. Number 3, here we complete in active passive voice present tense. Next, our target is past tense and future tense. But still, if any one of you or anybody from you have problem in this understanding active passive voice, as I said earlier, feel free ask. Okay. As far as this exercise is concerned, one more instruction. I will put it, you will get it from the Google Classroom. Okay, friends. Thank you. Now you can type your roll number in the chat box. Have a nice day ahead. ओके, चलो कोई बाकी है? फटाफट हाँ? रोल नंबर टाइप कर दियो तुम्हारा।